Not so little kids. It was the day after Easter on the island of New Florida, and the bunny had left lots of things, like engines and rolling stock. The trains in the countryside were being really useful too, by going on long-distance services and shorter ones. And that's why they were being really useful. Women trains in the countryside know their routine too, because men trains pass each other, so they are also really useful. And when the train comes into the circuit, the wheels shunt the rails and change the impedance of a coded circuit in the track. When the train gets closer, the impedance keeps changing. And then the train speeds over the crossing on its way to where it needs to go. Sam was taking chocolate chip cookies to Wellsworth on Sodor. She was waiting for another train to pass. "I hope something usual comes by," Sam said, "because I want to be really useful." But she spoke too soon. A highly unusual train blew its whistle. "Bust my buffers!" whined Sam. "I've never heard that whistle before." And then her driver looked behind. It was Lorraine. "An algebra train?" Sam said. "I've never seen one of those before." And Lorraine steamed by with a lot of engines behind her, long hood forward, back to back. "This is a little bit unusual," Sam said. "I should start tailgating them." And then she thought of a clever idea. "Tailgating is fun," puffed Sam. "I should start it." Related. And she steamed off in a huff. "Tailgating Sam coming through," Sam said. And then she started to tailgate. Come back here, laughed Sam. "I won't tell you to shut up." And then she buffered up to the brakeman. "Shut up and stupid or crash, wee!" And then she started off. "Tailgating's a bad thing," Sam said. "I shouldn't be doing that to the other engines." "That was dangerous," huffed Lorraine. "I won't see that again." When the troublesome trucks heard about it, they laughed. "Ha ha! Sam started tailgating." "No, you're no good, Sam. You're violent," laughed the trucks. "Ha ha! The engines are getting divorced. Parents get divorced all the time. Ha ha!" "Shut your mouth!" snapped Sam. And she bashed the freight cars hard. and they rolled down the line and crashed into the buffers. The troublesome trucks laughed. "You silly engine," Huff said Sam's driver. "It's gonna take a long time to save those cars. Mr. Cakester will be cross." Later that day, Mr. Cakester had severe words for the little green vane engine. "Absolutely not," snapped Mr. Cakester. "Don't you ever tailgate other trains and bash freight cars when something's not funny. That was very inappropriate. And dangerous," added Sam. "I'm sorry. I won't do it again." And Mr. Cakester let it go, but by doing that, someone new was around. Sam stopped. "Let me introduce you to my new friends. Kathy, nice to meet you. And Janine and Addison. It's nice to meet you," they said, and they steamed off to collect their train. When they got to the yard, they saw the troublesome trucks. "Oh, look at the troublesome trucks dressed up," said Kathy. "Don't they look gorgeous?" Yes. "Wow! They're dressed up like spaghetti and meatballs," said Janine. "I know they are," puffed Jackie. Then
Well, my class is going to sing to you on top of spaghetti.
After the song was over, Janine, Addison, and Kathy buffered up to the train. And a few more cars got shunted. And the set steamed off. "All aboard!" huffed Kathy. "Here we go!" "All aboard indeed," said Janine. And they steamed onto the main line. Hey, mister! They said. And the wheels went clickety-clack along the tracks. I'll tell a joke, said a freight car. How does a driver keep his pants up? With the drive belt! And they laughed a lot. Being a strong train car can be useful, said one of the 93rd freight car. With 93 cars, it was a lot. It's a buttered boxcar, laughed Kathy. And they passed the Lakeshore Limited on its way to Chicago. Then a freight train came into view with hazardous materials. Look out! Called Kathy. Her driver slammed on the brakes, but it was too late! They crashed through the church and out into the graveyard. It's haunted! You're haunting us! Wailed the engines. Their boilers burned and burned. And then fire raged. And it was in the underworld. And at last, everything hit the brakes. When Lauren saw the crash, she could not believe it. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the train had derailed and some of the cars toppled over. And the freight cars were on their side and some rested on the crossing. I'm sorry to see you all derailed, puffed Lauren. All three engines were toppled over and feeling damaged. As weeks went by, the trains had to do their work on the rails to make up for the crash. Grade crossings had to be checked every year. And when the train comes into the circuit, the lights start to blink. And the train changes the impedance. And this is how really useful the trains can be.